Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nate G. It is September 19th. It's a Thursday, and I am super excited to be unveiling my new updated Sniper Pro indicator that I've been working on perfecting and getting dialed for everyone. The thing I love about this new Sniper Pro setup is that I can have both the Sniper 1.0 reversal trades and the Sniper 2.0 continuation trades on the exact same chart. And we have some additional information that helps inform these trades and just makes them a little bit more reliable. And so I'm going to go over those. In here, you can see I've got a couple of new indicators up. They do kind of look similar to the old style. This is the old style. Bunch of these were free indicators that we had kind of put together and cobbled together to make the sniper trades work. This is still an effective way to do the sniper trades. But what we have here is the new Sniper Pro indicators. Down below we have an oscillator matrix, which as you can see will show overbought and oversold conditions. It will also give a trigger when we have a reversal potentially happening. And I have some settings that make that possible that I can share with you. One thing I do really like here is that we have some bullish and bearish flow. So we can make sure that if we're taking a Sniper 2.0 style trade, we're going with the money flow in that name versus trying to go against it. And then, of course, if we're trying to take a sniper trade 1.0 reversal, then that's not as big of a deal. But as you can see, there's some dark red in here, right? And then there's some light red. And what we want to make sure is that dries up before we take a good sniper reversal trade on 1.0. So within this, we have our candle colors that change. Basically, what I'm looking for now, instead of having 4 colors of candles that we used to have here on our old sniper, we now have 3 colors, and I'm looking for both red and green candles, and I'm ignoring, for the most part, the dark blue candles. And additionally to that, you can see we have these trend clouds, below and above these names. And this is acting like our trend clouds here in our Sniper 1.0 and 2.0 setups. But it's a little clearer in that, and I'll explain how these trades are done, and I'll show you a few that I did today that really help inform that trade. And then you'll also see a little X's, both to the upside and to the downside, and those are exit indicators. So they can tell you when a good time to potentially exit that trade is, and keep you profitable. So let's kind of dive right into this. This is the Sniper Pro. If you want access to this is all one indicator that you can get on your TradingView charts. And TradingView is the only place I think you can get it. But most of us will be charting and doing our stuff in TradingView, so that shouldn't be an issue. If you want access to TradingView, and if you want access to these new Sniper Pro indicators, you can find those links in the description of this video, and I'll be doing a bunch more videos on this as well. So basically, this morning, here's our open line. That was at 9:30 this morning. This is on the ES, the S&P 500 futures, and I like to start with those because I get a nice smooth opening versus the SPX or the SPY, where we just kind of get a gap up, because these futures can be traded in the post market and the pre market, and so the price action becomes a little bit smoother, right? So we had an open here with this dotted line, and within, this is a 1 minute chart, within about 5 minutes or a little less, we had a shift from an upward trend to a downward trend, and we got a shift in candle color right there, right? And so that was my indication that it was time to take a short. And so I took a short and rode that down for about 25%. As you know, I like to set a OCO order of 15% stop loss and 25% target. And that's exactly what happened there. Is we put that on, and it kind of went sideways for a little bit and then dropped through that level, and we took that off for, like I said, about 25% down into that VWAP line. Could have held on for a little bit more, but to start the day, I was pretty happy with that. Plus, we started to get some bearish flow there, which if I had seen before I took it off, I could have extended my profit target by just a little bit. So after that trade was over, I'm watching the market. You could argue that this turn here would have been a good 1.0 sniper. And you can see the signal down here when we are oversold or overbought, right? In this case, we are oversold, and we're looking for this plus signal and an arrow there. Okay, so those, well, it's actually three things: the plus signal, the arrow, and the dark red bar underneath. Once we get those, we're looking for a trade in the opposite direction. So that's a sniper 1.0 signal. However, when that one hit, if we come over here, that would have hit about right here on this candle. And I could see that there was still some pretty big bearish flow in this dark red area. And so I did not take that. And then by the time we had that bearish flow had come out of the market, right? We had gone back to zero on that. We were pretty extended here, and we weren't making a green candle, right? We were just making a blue candle. So I decided to stay out of that trade. Okay, so I did not make a trade there. And what you'll see here as we come up, I put on another long trade here on this green candle. So here, what I'll do is I'll mark my trades. So that's not, well, that is kind of right. Didn't mean to put that one on right there, but let's see here. Let's see if we can move this thing over. Okay, I waited for that candle to close, right? We're starting to get some bullish flow in the market, at least on the 1 minute chart. And I rode that up for another 25%. As you can see, it did not drop low enough to stop me out. And then the previous trade there was about right there. Okay, and I'll make these green for winners. How about that? Green for winners. And then when I show a loser here, I'll put those in red for a loser. Now, as I've said before, my settings are set for 25% profit target and a 15% loss, and this took it off well before that exit signal up there. But that exit signal would have been a fantastic spot in which to take that trade off, right? One place I did not take a sniper 1.0 reversal was right here, right? As this would have been, in hindsight, a great 1.0 reversal style trade. We even got our cross signal there, right? But what I did not have was the additional arrow up here. I'm looking for the arrow, the dark green or dark red, and then the cross signal to really let us know that it's time to take that trade, right? So I waited on this. I had just hit a good 25%er. So I decided to hang tight and not take that 1.0 trade. I didn't understand what kind of day we were going to have. And I'd already had 2 winners. So I let that one go, and I just sort of started looking around for other things. We started chopping around a little bit. And I did take a trade right here. So this was turning red, but it was hanging out right here, and it was kind of consolidating near this bottom here. And what I did in this case, this would have been a 2.0 sniper trade. But what I did, instead of just entering it on that red candle as it came down, because I saw these red candles come in, I put in, a limit order to buy below that level, thinking that if it broke down, it would continue on its way down. Well, it did break down. It entered me into that trade and then immediately reversed. Okay. So because I'm doing a good job of protecting myself on the downside, that was a losing trade, right? So I'll put a line there and I'll make that one red. That was a losing trade, but that was only 15%, right? So that one stopped me out. They can't all be winners, but my risk was managed nice and tight. And then so I kind of sat on things for a little while. I could see that, volume was coming out of the market and not much was going on. And so I just sort of let these things happen. I didn't get too excited when I was getting changes. As you can see, we really were not, getting, oversold and overbought conditions that were really, really strong with a lot of movement. We kind of started trading within, this range here. And so I just kind of stayed out of the market for a little while. Where we did have another great trade, plus I had some things going on. I really would have liked to try and catch some of this move here. We could have had a nice exit here on a trade from here. But the issue was we had been kind of holding this level pretty well for a while. And I just didn't feel confident as we came up into that we were going to just keep going up. And as you can see, it really didn't continue to, it went up, but not at a level that was, really going to make a great move. So, and one of the other rules here within the cloud, within these trend clouds, is these smart trails here, is if we want to take a short trade when we are below, when we have, we take a short trade when we have a red smart trail, a downtrend, right? And we want to take a long trade when we have an uptrend. But if we get an uptrend signal within a downtrend, that is not a valid signal to take. So for instance, as we rolled over and we started to get, a short signal, we were still above our trend cloud here. And that was just a no-go entry, right? And like I said, this would have been a good entry, and in hindsight, a very good entry. But it based on the way the market was reacting at the time, it didn't seem like the smartest play I could have had. One additional trade that I did put on a little bit later in the afternoon, I was playing some other names. I wasn't paying as much attention to the indices, is I put on a short trade here. Now, you can see I would have loved to catch this move here. I just wasn't watching the market at that point. This would have been a nice move for profits. But we came up and now we had broken out of this high area here, right? we had formed a bit of a, let me put that in yellow, we had formed a bit of a ascending triangle, especially if we're going to do something like this on the day, right? We had, whoops, oh, sorry about that. We're going to close that. If we come down here, where is it? There it is. Let me get rid of that mark. Man, I'm all over the place with this thing. We have this sort of ascending triangle line, right? You can see that here. Right? We were kind of fighting that top. This was really getting nice and tight. You know, the ranges were getting tighter and tighter and tighter. It just wasn't really tradable. So I was waiting for a breakout either to the downside or the upside. I would have loved to trade this upside break, but it kind of happened slowly. But what I did do as that break happened is I started looking for a trade to the downside. And I'm going to make this green because this was a profitable trade. That as we came up into this spike high, we made that spike high. And as you can see, if I get a little bit closer to it, we made that spike high. We even got an exit signal from this long. And in addition to that, we had our dark green confluence here, right? Dark green confluence here. We had double red arrows. You know, two is good. One is good. Two is great. And then we got our overbought reversal signal. Okay, the plus. And I can show you how to set this up if you get this indicator, because that's not how it actually shows up in the indicator. But I've added these things to give a clearer signal. And I set my stop here at a break of the most recent high. Well, we came up and we double tapped it, right? But we did not double topped it, but we did not break it. And it took a while, but as you can see, this thing rolled over, and I had some order block indicators in here, which I can show you in another video. And so I had targeted, you know, about a 6 or 7 to 1 risk reward on that because I had taken the trade in such a good spot. Sorry, that's the wrong tool. I felt like we had an order block much lower, and I felt like we were going to come down and take out that order block. Okay, it's kind of right down in here. Sorry, this is about a five and a half to 1 if my order block came off of this. So I wrote that down for, that was a 65% winner. And then at that point, I thought, well, I've made some good trades for the day. I'm pretty happy with that. What is that? That's three winners, 1 loser. And I had some other trades on Costco and PLRT. So I was pretty happy with my day. And I didn't want to fight the market here into the close. So I was done for the day on those 2 trades. So, you know, we've got 65 and 225s. So, you know, we made in profit, we made 115%, and then we lost 15%. So overall on the sniper trades, we're up 100%. So that's how those look, and that's how well this indicator is working in our favor. And you can see when we get that continuation that this trade here was a sniper 1.0 that turned into a sniper 2.0, and a lot of things that give us that validation that trade is working. One is we start moving to the blue candles, then we get a trend change, then we get red candles, and I was also flipping back and forth and watching the ticks, and that's when we got some really negative ticks. So all of those things came together and told me, you know what, this is really going to work. This is going to come down into that order block that I'm looking at, and I can move my profit target out a little bit. I'm also using trailing stops in my order form. So it's a 25% profit target with a 15% trailing stop. That has been working out pretty well. On previous days, I've had it, it'll take me out for like, 10 or 15% because it reversed on me versus, going all the way back to my stop at minus 15%. So that's been working really well. But anyway, this is the first day I'm sort of launching the criteria for this new Sniper Pro indicator. Again, you've got the oscillator matrix, you've got these signals, and these trend clouds. They all work together to give me both Sniper 1.0 and Sniper 2.0 trades. This is a paid indicator, so this is not a free indicator. If you want access to this indicator, go ahead and click that link in the description. And you can get access to it. I think there's a 30-day free trial or 30-day money-back guarantee or something along those lines with that link. And if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments. All right, take care, everyone.